Hello, and welcome to the next video of the Invicta build. Now, in the last episode I finished stripping down the kit and I got it to basically to pieces. So it's basically ready to start doing things to now. Today, because we're now at the point where I need to figure out what we're going to make the thing look like, today we're in Whitstable. That's the Whitstable Museum, just there. And in there they have Invicta, the real one. Very noisy. They got the real one, and yeah, we're going to go in and sort of see what's what, see the real thing, you know, see what it looks like basically. My granddad's with us, and we'll be asked loads of questions, and yeah, see if we can pick up a book on it and things like that, and yeah, see how we get on.
No, she was just taking them out of Randy, but she was putting them back. She discovered
Okay, so this video already hasn't gone to plan. I intended to do a lot of filming while we were in the museum, and to be honest, that video that I just showed you is all I actually took. Shortly after entering the museum, we got chatting to one of the volunteers there who knew loads, and he spent the entire time with us, you know, talking to us, answering questions, etc. And so it just didn't seem right to be filming the entire time. So I did take lots of pictures, loads of pictures, and so we'll see all of those as we go. But yeah, I didn't get any more filming, unfortunately. It's definitely worth a visit. The Whitstable Museum. It was cool. It wouldn't take very long to do all of it. We were only there probably 45 minutes at most, and that was plenty. But it was great to be able to see Invicta, and they were very hands-on. We went with the family, so we had 2 kids, and they were advised, you know, they were asking the kids to kind of tap on the loco in different places to make different sounds and see what sounds they can make. So it was very hands-on. You could literally tap on it, touch it, do whatever you like. So yeah, it was excellent. It wasn't sort of like hidden away and, you know, no one was allowed to go near it type thing. You could get a really hands-on experience, which was great. Now, in terms of what that means for my build then, it has helped me make a few decisions. I had intended to do a whole video where I walk through all those decisions, but I decided that might actually just be a bit boring. So instead we'll just sort of uncover them as we go. The first one then, though, is painting. So I've decided, I already thought I would, but I've decided that I'm going to end up painting, effectively trying to make my version look like the Invicta as it's currently preserved. So that means, you know, wooden cladding on the boiler. Is it cleading or cladding? I think it's cleading, actually. On the boiler. For the frames then, they're black. So the original Invicta, the original loco, has black frames. So that's what we're going to go with. So while I've got it stripped down to frames, it's a good opportunity to be doing the painting, because that's going to be one of the next jobs that we're approaching. But while it is a part, it's an opportunity to do a few bits to it. In particular, for now, I'm thinking the buffer beam. So this model doesn't have one; it's just a metal plate. So I'm thinking of putting a wooden buffer beam here. I think it just looked quite nice, and it's more like the original. And I think I need to do that before I paint, for a couple of reasons. One, this hook needs to be removed. I believe it's silver soldered in, so that will involve heating. So obviously I want to be doing that before I'm doing too much painting. And I also need to figure out a way to attach the wooden buffer beam to what I've already got to the frame, which will probably mean drilling. I could glue it, but if I were to glue it, these holes here, where are they? These ones. Those are for the lubricator. And if I glue the buffer beam then to the plate, I then cover up the bolts, and then I wouldn't be able to remove the lubricator. So if ever I needed to do any work on that, I wouldn't really be able to do it without moving and potentially ruining the buffer beam. So I'm sort of against gluing it. So I'm thinking of probably bolting it in. So again, if I'm drilling into the frame, I want to be doing that before I've done any painting. Yeah, so job one then is to try and remove this. Now, I could take it to my granddad's, and we could do it properly with his blowtorch. However, AI, just take it with a pinch of salt, AI has told me that my camping torch that I've got, that we actually use to light the fire here, is hot enough to melt silver solder. We will see. I don't know if I believe it, if I'm being perfectly honest. I reckon the nozzle's too big, but I don't think it's going to get enough heat into one place at one time. And this is quite a big frame, so a lot of the heat's going to be going throughout the rest of the frame. But we'll give it a go. So that's our next job. So let's go outside, find some kind of setup that strikes me as sort of possibly safe, and yeah, then we'll see if we can get this out under some heat. Right, I'm about ready to give this a go. In an ideal world, I'd use a fire brick, but I don't have one, so I'm using a normal brick. To try and keep the heat away from it, I've put it on my metal clamp, and it will also hold obviously the frame in place. So I'm hoping it shouldn't get too hot. It's a really solid bit of metal, this clamp, so it shouldn't get too hot really to then cause an issue with the brick. So yeah, this is my plan. I've got a pair of pliers and I've got heat-proof gloves. So I'm going to light the thing, get the gloves on, see if I can generally heat up the area first, and then put a lot of heat specifically on the back end of this hook and see if I can get it out. Let's see if this works. I'm not expecting it to. So let's get this on first. No is the answer. It gets hot, but I don't think it gets hot enough. So it doesn't seem to have done anything to the silver solder there at all. So I need to take this to my granddad's, I think. Right, I'm at my granddad's workshop now, because what I tried didn't work. It's actually the first time we've been here for these videos, so we called it the shed, but it's not really a shed. We've decided the best thing to do is to cut off. Can I spin this around? There we go. Is to cut off this. So it's not silver soldered, we don't think. We think it's been threaded and then sort of hammered. So anyway, because we're adding a buffer beam here, it's going to need to be longer anyway. So we're going to cut it off, and then we can add our buffer beam, and then we can fiddle with it. So that's going to be the next job. This is my granddad's project. So he's working on it's a terrier tank, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it Martin Evans? Martin
Martin
Evans. And yeah. Which is quite funny though when you put the frame. See the little size difference. So mine's 3.5. This is 5-inch.
When you think that's only the next size up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. And out in the.
Imagine the 7.25.
I was gonna say, yeah. Out in the shed, Grandad's got a 7.25 black 5, isn't it? Yeah. Like an absolute monstrous thing. Well, the frames of it, yeah. That's the. We've just gone and grabbed one of the cylinders for the black 5. Obviously, you can see it scale-wise against my loco, and these were cast by my granddad here.
Where's your cylinder put against it?
My cylinders are in here, I think. There you go. I'll grab these. So this is my cylinder. so you can.
There
you go.
Here's a 5-inch.
So let's put them in order. So there's a 3.5. There's the 5-inch, and there's the there's a 7.25.
There's the whole assembly of the 5-inch.
All working their way up.
They stay up together.
They will, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
The
Size
difference of them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So do I want to keep it fairly close?
Yes, close you can, but don't try not to mark the
Frame. There it is. Oh.
Right. Give me that. I can't see.
Do you want me to hold it?
I tell you what, let me put some glasses on. There we go. It is, he's done a square.
It was square.
All right. Apologise to you, you're better than I thought. Right. So when you do the new one,
Yeah.
you'll make make it square. So make a square hole through the wood as well.
Yeah.
So that it goes all the way through.
Yeah.
You'll drill a hole and just file it
out, yeah.
And then go through that, and then this time make it longer, and we put a nut on the end.
Yeah.
And then won't have that problem. Yeah. Inch.
Yeah. 1/2 inch.
And it's 4.5. So if we make a chunk of wood, say 5.5.
Yeah.
You cut it down to full length.
Yeah.
Final to clean the ends up. Right. This is not a very good blade, so I don't
Right, we're marking out 1/2 inch then for the frame.
We only put one in the front, don't we? Don't need two.
Yeah, we don't need one in the back now.
Right. And so, what do we say? We want about 5.5 inches of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want that bit. So we want to cut to there. So if we chop that off, run that down. clever. So it's there, and it's over your
then
final finishing.
Yeah, and we'll cut it down to the exact size. So do we want it to overhang?
I would
or
leave that
a bit of
to
an
hold
overhang?
on to until
Yeah.
you have to, you know.
Yeah.
Finish it all, get it all nicely. Is that about the right thickness? I think it is, isn't it?
Possibly.
You're going to put them. Right. Well, I would think about there.
Yeah.
This is yeah, that's a 1/4 of an inch in, so looks about right, doesn't it, Jim?
Yeah. Does that give us? Do we need to check it against one of the bolts to see what the head then looks like towards the end?
Line.
So it could be. Yeah. Yeah, it gives us enough for either side, doesn't it?
Enough away.
Yeah.
Looks good.
I agree.
Good hammer that. I've had it 60 years. 2 new heads and 4 new handles, but give me some light there. I need that can't. Tell you what, stop a minute. I need something under. Put the light. Can't see that. Where do I put them? Right. Should be able to get a start on that.
Right. We figured out that what we thought were 6BA bolts weren't. They were 8BA. We're now mounting this to do the drill. So because of the frame's all intact, we've had to sort of kind of improvise a little bit. So we've got some stacks of wood in order to give us the right height, so we can now actually get drilled in place. So it's a little improvised, but it will work for what we're trying to do. It will work, and then we can drill through.
Can you get
Okay, so we have clamped it all together.
That's marked.
And then we're just marking through. Do we need to mark the other
We'll do
side?
the other side.
So we're just marking up where we're going to drill through the wood. We've picked a nice side of the wood that's got like a small little knot in the wood, but it's a very tiny knot, so it looks sort of scale appropriate.
Well, we're hoping this marks them.
Yeah.
Now, we've got to mark that square one.
Yes.
That's nearer.
Might be able to get for the hole from the water
Yeah.
pump. The joys of working on something that's already put together. Do you want me to hold it?
Yeah, that works roughly.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see if we've got any marks.
Well, we definitely do on the square one, because I can see that one.
We should have, because they.
While we've got it, do we want to also mark out the holes for the...
Well, yeah, it might be a. Where are they?
There's one there, I think. Yeah, those two.
That's the trouble, getting them in.
Yeah, one you can go through here. You probably might get the angle better through the hole. Just.
Hope we've got that one.
We'll see. It's on.
Is it drilling okay?
Oh yeah, it's going through lovely.
You give yourself a bit more speed if you want.
I think it's going through nice. We'll get it lined up again.
No, it doesn't want to go all the way, does it, that?
What's that?
That doesn't want to go all the way.
No, these ones want to go through, don't they?
That one, but that doesn't.
No, they're the middle ones. These are the ends.
Oh, yeah, right.
Because we're not cutting down the sides,
Yeah.
have we?
Yeah, you might have to move it out on the. Yeah, you're drilling into the.
Oh, is that what I'm doing? We've gone through now.
Stop this a minute.
Loads. That'd be great.
Right. The other way.
The last one. What's that? Right, and then with the bolts put through, that's where we sort of end up. And we need to get. I'm going to buy some longer 8BA bolts. So that I don't mean bolts. No, I do mean bolts. So that we've got a bit of clearance here, so we actually screw a nut on the end. But yeah, looks quite smart, I think. Then we'll obviously then cut it to size. Do we want it?
Yeah.
Is it worth doing the little
I
that so
I would
it's
leave it until you're happy everything's right. And I mean, you've got a saw, you can chop it off,
yes,
can't
that's
you,
true.
and
Yeah,
sand
there you
it.
go. Okay, so back at home in my garage, and the next job then is to mark out the holes or to drill the holes to cover up the lubricator bolts. So that's these two. So I've temporarily put the lubricator back in place, and all I'm trying to do really is drill. I don't want to go all the way through, but just mark out, just give enough clearance that this will then fit over the top of the of those bolts. So let's get that done. Right, it's unlikely that I'm going to get it right first time, but I've got some little recesses in there. So what I'll do, I'll probably end up having to expand these holes to get it to fit, but we'll offer it up and see how we look. So that fits nicely. So the bolts are now nicely hidden underneath the piece of wood. I know it's too long, we're going to cut it to size later. Now, annoyingly, I did exactly what my granddad told me not to do, and I used a clamp, and I've marked the front face. So that was a lesson learned. So I'm going to have to sand it right the way back to get rid of that. It's not the end of the world. It's just annoying that I did something silly. Right. So the next job, I've ordered some longer bolts, some longer 8BA hex bolts to go on the front. So they're not going to be the same ones that I had before. So I'm just waiting for those to arrive. So as soon as they've come, I can then fasten this in place. And I suspect there will be, just looking at the holes, I suspect there'll be a little bit of work needed because they're not in the same position as those. So I might end up having to adjust that a little bit. I do also actually need to extend. I might do that now. I need to make that hole bigger. That needs to be a square hole, the same size as that for the new hook that I'll be making. Let's do that now. Okay, so that's now a bigger hole. So I'll get some files on that and square that off. And then it will just need to be cut down to size and sanded up, I think. Right, okay, so we're actually looking pretty good. So I've attacked these two with a file a little bit to try and level them up with only marginal success. This one's actually a bit loose at the moment. I need to tighten these bolts up. So I can now slightly pull this top one up, and I can slightly pull this top one down, because they're not perfectly in line, to be honest. But it makes it just a little bit clearer. I'm going to still fiddle with it a little bit more to try and sort that out. But they're in place. I've now got the 8BA hex head bolts that have arrived, the longer ones, so they can go all the way through and attach. So that's good. I did play around with the smaller heads, the one size smaller, and they just didn't look right for the scale. These look much better. So I'm going to stick with the standard size heads. And also, being slightly bigger, they slightly cover up where this is the wrong size, because it is just slightly, like I've drilled out the hole just slightly too big in order to give myself a bit of wiggle room. So it does cover that up. I just need to go in and actually tighten the bolts now. The last thing I'm going to do then is just sand the top, because there's a few pen marks. So I'm just going to sand those off. At the moment, I'm not planning on actually sanding it entirely flush. So the wood isn't completely in line with the metal frame, but I actually kind of like it that way. So as you can see, that it just slightly overhangs, rather than being perfectly flush. Same on both sides, just by like a millimetre. And I think I like that. I will ponder it, and so I might end up getting rid of that at a later date. But for now, I'm quite happy with that. So the only other thing I've got to do at some point is square off this hole for the peg to go in, for the hook to go in. But I'll do that when I actually do the hook, which might be the next video. I don't know. I might do something else instead. And yeah, I'm going to carry on fiddling a little bit with these bolts just to see if I can get them perfect. But all told, I'm actually quite pleased with it. So if I put this all back in place, if I get the boiler in place, and then the smoke box will go on there-ish. It ends up actually looking pretty smart. So a small little detail, and certainly a small detail that I fiddled with sort of possibly longer than I needed to, but yeah, I'm happy that it looks good.